Hi guys. So I'm driving to a PSI testing center to take the test. It's called the Airman Knowledge Testing Report, or AKTR. Who would have thought, like, you know, you have to take a test to fly the drone, right? So if you fly the drone just for, you know, recreational purposes or hobby, you don't have to take a test. But if you fly your drone commercially, or like, you know, you fly a drone just for YouTube videos, stuff like that, you are required to pass the test and become a certified remote pilot. It's called FAA Part 107, Remote Pilot Certification. So I've been cramming for the past 2 nights, guys, like last night and the night before. I would say there's so much information for the past 2 nights. There'll be so much stuff that I need to kind of understand. Especially, I could say, sectional charts. Reading the weather reports is very, very intimidating at first, but after like going over the weather report several times, I feel like, wow, I have a pretty good understanding like what's going on. So I feel comfortable reading the weather reports right now. Determining the longitude, latitude, I mean, it's not hard at all. But the sectional charts, I would say, that is, to me so far, is the most intimidating part of all. I mean, it's just too much. You know, you look at the map, and there's so much like airspace classification there. You know, class B, class C, and class D, class E, and so on, class G. I mean, there's so much stuff on the sectional charts. So that is the part that I feel like I'm not very confident. All right, so the PSI testing center is about 30 minutes from where I live. My test is scheduled at 12 o'clock, and right now it's 9:30. So by the time I got there, it's gonna be 10 o'clock. I'm gonna give myself about, you know, an hour and 30 minutes. Gonna review the material one more time, the last time, especially on the sectional charts and airspace classification. And then we're gonna see how it goes. My test is scheduled at 12 o'clock. So by the time I get there, it will be 10 o'clock. And I'm gonna spend 1 hour and 30 minutes kind of reviewing for the last time on the materials. I would say there's a lot of information, guys. There's a lot. I've been cramming for the past 2 nights, trying to get, like, you know, as much as I can. I just arrived at PSI Examination Services. It said it's 101. So right now is almost 10 o'clock. I have about 2 hours before I go in and take a test. So right now I just have, I'm gonna spend maybe this time just gonna go over again the airspace classification, sectional charts, and all the cloud formation, stuff like that, you know. It's airspace classification. I need to go over all this and feel confident about it, you know. So I know it's class B, class C, class D, class E. I know it's control, except for class G. Class A is 18,000 feet MSL, mean sea level. Okay, so it's time, guys. It's 12 o'clock now. Well, so I'm bringing 2 forms of identification: my driver license and my passport. Okay, so this is my first time, guys. So it's time to put my knowledge to test, and I will update you on how I do on the test. Wish me luck, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye, I'm going in. Oh boy. Okay. So I just completed the exam, the airman knowledge test. Oh boy. I can tell you it was brutal. I mean, there's a lot of things that I thought I was prepared. You know, I thought like I was kind of confident. I know most of the questions, but I mean, they have a lot of tricky questions though. So when I walked in, they didn't want to bring anything at all. So no, even my jackets, no jacket, no phone, no nothing in your pocket. So they gave me a red bag to put in my watch, my jacket, anything. So they gave me 60 questions, only 20 minutes, so 2 minutes per question. They gave me a booklet and pencil and a calculator, which I did not even need. So let me go over what I was tested on. When my mind is still fresh right now, I can go ahead and think over the questions, so I can tell you the type of questions on the test. So 60 questions. I have a lot of questions regarding the sectional charts, which I expected it, because I think sectional charts play a very kind of big role in aviation. So the FAA wants us to kind of maybe have a kind of a basic knowledge about reading the sectional charts. I have a few questions, maybe 3 or 4 questions regarding the METAR report and the TAF report. When you study for the METAR or TAF report, I mean, it looks kind of confusing. It looks like out of this world. But after, you know, you practice reading them, they're just so easy. So I have few questions regarding that. They just ask us like, the sky is clear and become overcast during which period of time? So it's just very simple, straightforward. You just look at the reports, read it, and decode it, and that's it. And you know directly from the question. Oh, they asked me what type of clouds that allow in the TAF report. One thing that I did not know is they asked me the rudder of the drone. I did not know at all. I have no idea. I have about 10 to 15 questions regarding the sectional charts. I think two or three questions regarding sectional charts. It's kind of very, very tricky. They show us the airports, and they says like, you know, you will be inspecting the area of the city. You inspecting the railroads all the way from that city to the southeast, something like that, the railroads. Do you need a authorization? So first, I had no idea. I mean, it's just like, you look at the chart, I mean, it's so much stuff on that sectional charts. It's very tricky because the railroad really passes through a small section of a Class D airspace. So I say, oh boy, I mean, the entire section, entire railroad is not in any airspace at all. Only a portion of it is in the airspace. So I got about 10 to around, like, you know, 13 questions from the sectional charts, 3 or 4 questions from the METAR or TAF reports, which is pretty easy. Sectional charts are more intimidating. Couple questions of how to identify the airports or the coordinates, the latitude, longitude, the coordinates. Those questions are very straightforward. You just need how to read the latitude and longitude, you know, and then identify the location. Which you cannot miss. And other questions, I mean, there are about 5 or 7 questions. I have no idea. I mean, they asked me something like about general stuff. I mean, the answer choices are very tricky. I mean, the wording, but I only have like 30% chance, you know, 30% chance for each question. So, but you always can eliminate one question. So you down to like 50-50, you know. So I was like, 50-50, man, which one? Because the wording sounds good. So I try to read it's a common sense for it. So I finished all the questions, only 50 minutes. I finished all the questions, 60 questions. But I bookmarked about 15 of them. You know, so I went back and checked them out. There are 3 to 4 questions regarding the remote ID. You need to know the standard ID remote versus the remote ID broadcast module, stuff like that, like FAA or FRIA, like FAA recognized identification area, something like that. A few questions out of that, and 3 or 4 questions regarding the like stable air masses and unstable air masses. What else? They gave me a like an area with coordinates, and they say, okay, you're gonna go like 10 nautical miles to the east, something like that, and with the obstruction so and so, and how high you can fly. Or so I did some. I look at the structure. I kind of identify where the structure or where the tower on the sectional charts, and they trick you by giving you the MSL mean sea level versus the ATL above ground level. All right, so it's very brutal, but I'm glad. So, but guys, the result is I passed. Okay, guys, so I mean, I'm very happy right now. 70% is a passing grade, so who cares? I mean, you have 70, you have 75, you have 80, 85, 90. Who cares? I mean, as long as you pass, that's what matters. So I cramming so hard for the exam for the past 2 nights. And I did a lot of practice exam through the King School, you know, practice exam online. I mean, it helps so much, hands down for that. Sectional charts. I spent so much time for the past couple of nights learning the sectional charts from YouTube videos. And a week before that, I watched a YouTube video. I think from Tony. I think everybody. I guess everybody watched his video. Even though it's 6 years ago, it is very outdated. But it still gives us some kind of basic information. That's 1 week ago. I did that video. I watched that video the first time. So that's a lot of information the first time, and I watch it again the second time. So I get all the facts, like all the information on the memorized stuff under the way, just like, you know, the cloud, how high, 500 feet below the clouds and 2,000 feet horizontally, things like that. There is a lot of YouTube videos online right now that you don't even need to pay for your course. That's pretty much it. And FAA, they have some kind of practice test online too. I did that. I got 2 or 3 questions from the FAA, you know, practice test. Hands down, definitely you need to take the FAA practice test online and King School practice online. So you get several questions, maybe 6 or 7 questions from the FAA and King Schools, maybe combined. And the rest, they change the wording, they try to trick you, but at least you have the knowledge and the basic foundation so you can think, and by the elimination, you will be able to, you know, nail down the answer. So guys, I passed the exam with a passing score of 83%. 83%. Yes. Yeah. First I thought I failed. I was like, wow, I bookmarked like 15 questions. I said, darn, I have no idea what they're asking. And then by elimination, you know, I come down to 2 questions, and I got 50-50 now. So I try to make sense out of it. So this is the remote pilot certificate process. All right. So, and over here, they give me all the instructions how to apply for a FAA Part 107 remote pilot certificate. All right, so what next for me is I have to go and buy a drone. So I'm debating which drone I'm gonna buy. So probably DJI. I like Mini 3 Pro, and I will update you guys on that. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.